and welcome to Erie, Kansas, the site of tonight's football game between the Erie Red Devils and your Humboldt Cubs. I am Brett Shields, pleased to be joined tonight by Cody Trester, as always. And Cody, it is finally real football weather.
It is, man. It feels great.
It's beautiful out here. I know the weather yesterday was pretty nice. It was raining most of the day, or was rainy most of the day, and it was kind of hard to open those windows up all the way. But I know I woke up the night before last about midnight, and that cold front had come through, and I cracked all my windows, turned the air off, cracked all the windows, and it's been a little chilly in my house the last 2 days, but I'm not complaining because it has been just way too hot for
This
5 months.
This compared to the Neota Shea game,
oh man,
this is heaven.
This is
heaven
beautiful
on
weather. But I think the other people that probably enjoy this weather is the players. Maybe not so much that the field's probably still a little bit wet from that rain yesterday, but they're not going to be cramping up as much with the heat. And
yeah, and Coach Wyrick said, hey, their team, they haven't really had much cramps up this year, so, I mean, that's pretty good.
It's been early on, I know
Connor Haviland went out and
he seemed like he cramped up every game, but had a clean game last week, and hopefully cooler weather should be a similar story tonight. But coming into this one, Humboldt, especially after last week, it seems like they're finally clicking on all cylinders. A 44-0 victory against previously unbeaten Jayhawk Lynn. Looking back at some of the numbers so far through 4 games, which is the midway point of the regular season now, as it's an 8-game regular season. The Humboldt offense averaging 47 points a game, pretty much picking up right where they had left off last year. The defense giving up 16 points a game. It's not quite as good as last year, but putting up that goose egg last week definitely helped. As a team, Humboldt averaging 306.8 rushing yards per game as a team, which is incredible. Some of the big numbers, though: Connor Haviland, 851 rushing yards on 56 carries, including 15 touchdowns. That's 15.2 yards a carry. Also 212.8 yards a game. Also putting up some stats running the ball. Isaiah Coronado, he's got 38 carries to get 282 yards. Not bad, a 7.4 yards per carry average. He's also got 4 touchdowns. Also, don't forget Cooper Jero. He's got that speed. They'd like to run that quick option to him, or whatever you want to call it. And he's got 8 carries on the season, so 2 a game. He's got 70 yards, nearly 10 yards per carry. But getting back to Connor Haviland, he's got 851 rushing yards through 4 games. That's second best in the state in all classes. But if you look even further, the leading rusher in the state has 1,174 yards. That's in 6-man. That's 6-man football. That's all they do is run the football. And then it's Connor Haviland with 851. The third best at 832, 6-man. The fourth best at 818 yards, 8-man. The fifth best at 805 yards, so 46 yards less than Connor Haviland, is Cooper Cunningham out of Tonganoxie, who is 4A. So of 11-man football, Connor Haviland has a 46-yard advantage over the next best, I'll say running back.
Hey,
Connor Haviland's a quarterback, so we'll call him athlete. But yeah, Connor Haviland, the leading rusher of 11-man football in the state, second leading rusher in all of the state, but 3 of the top 4 are either 6-man or 8-man. It's pretty impressive what he's done. Also getting back to some of those stats, I mentioned Connor Haviland, technically a quarterback. He plays the quarterback position, but realistically, he's an athlete out there. He's run the ball 56 times. He's attempted 17 passes, only completed 7 of those for 85 yards, does have a touchdown and 1 interception. Gavin Page, also the backup quarterback, he's come in at times in a backup duty, or we're going to call it quote-unquote mop-up duty late in the game. Or, as we mentioned earlier, Connor Haviland cramping up a little bit when Gavin Page had to come fill in. Page 3 of 5, throwing the ball, 64 yards and a touchdown, and it looks like the Cubs are coming out onto the field right now, and Shane Gaines out there. Everybody's just kind of getting ready, and Cubs are getting pumped up, and Erie will be running out here pretty quickly. It's like they've got some students and everything, and their banner down there. Looks like they've got a cannon down there they're probably going to shoot, so that won't be annoying all night. However, hopefully the first kickoff is the only time we hear that cannon all night. And getting to that, Erie, they're 1-3 on the season coming into this one, Cody. And
Humboldt's 4-0.
Yeah, Humboldt 4-0. Humboldt 4-0 and 1-0 in the district. Erie 1-3 and 0-1 in the district, as last week was their first district game as well, and they traveled to Riverton, where they took a 50-12 loss to the Riverton Rams. And previously to that, in their non-district games, Erie, first game of the year, went over to Fredonia, and they took the L in that one. They lost 38-14. In week 2, they hosted Neodesha and got a 34-19 win. In week 3, they got a 33-8 loss to Cherryville right here in this stadium. And again, last week, heading over to Riverton and getting a 50-12 loss. And with that, Riverton joins Humboldt and Southeast Cherokee. Those 3 teams are all 1-0 in the district. And then Jayhawk, Lynn, Erie, and Northeast Arma are all 0-1 in the district. And I don't want to look ahead, but I'm going to do that. They play every game for a reason. However, if you look at the schedules, you look at the team strengths and all that, we are headed for a Week 8 showdown of potentially 7-0 Humboldt versus 7-0 Southeast Cherokee at Southeast Cherokee.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy.
Could arguably be one of the best games, previewed as one of the best games in the state that week, especially at the 2A level.
Let's go back to some of the scores that we had later on in the season. When we played Neodesha, that was our very first game. It was 56-14. Our next game after that was Fredonia, 50-12. Last game
and you thought, at that point, you thought, all right, the offense is rolling, the defense, okay, and they had struggled early in both of those games.
Yeah, they did.
Just shutouts in the second half.
And then
Eureka happened.
And then when they played Eureka, 38-32. That was a game.
Cody, I'm going to cut you off. We're going to go to the national anthem. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Humboldt Cub Football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
We love the issues. We from American manufacturing. Allowing the principles to work around and make it work. That's why VW Trailer because are still made in Humboldt, Kansas. Strong, consistent, and trusted VW products are manufactured in a state-of-the-art facility. It offers a skilled workforce and craftsmen. That's the new Trailer business. In addition to relying on we don't compromise on leadership. That's why we focus on the U.S.-made steel that shapes in the state for durable American products. VW Trailer business, proudly made in Humboldt, Kansas. Go, Cubs.
The Monarch Steveling Company has been committed to quality and excellence for more than 100 years. Employees of Monarch have worked hard to produce the highest quality cement for its customers. We don't stop at just making the highest quality cement. The Monarch family of companies extends into the realm of ready-mix concrete for thick products. Sundry building materials. Monarch employees share a commitment to quality essential in meeting the varied applications of their customers. Monarch Steveling Company, dedicated to quality and craftsmanship for over a century.
Hi, this is Ryan Bisbee, State Farm Kitchen Shooting. I've been supporting the potential for the purpose. This team today that shoot the both sides by the benefit of shoot whether it's a family night out or dining at home, Opie's Family Restaurant has your menu covered. They offer a delicious variety of food on their daily buffet with a fresh salad bar, pizza, roasted chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, and so much more. And don't forget their awesome selection of sandwiches, a favorite of the Cubs team. If you have the pickiest of eaters in your family or want to try something new, come dine with us at Opie's Family Restaurant in Humboldt and Chanute. Let's get back to the game on your home from the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Erie, Kansas, and we're going to wrap up our pregame show real quick. But as Cody was talking before we went to that break, a couple of 50-point games for the Humboldt offense, and giving up 14 and 18, and then the Erie game happened. Eureka game happened.
Eureka was a 38-32. That was a very good and close game.
And keep in mind, Humboldt scored 16 points in the final minute and a half of that game.
Yes. And then we ended up playing Jayhawk Lynn last week, and that was 44-0. That was just an absolute blowout.
Yeah, it was 8-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
And Humboldt kind of took their foot off the gas pedal in the second half.
And then let's see, next week we'll be playing Riverton at home. Second week we'll play Northeast Arma at home. And then the 25th we're going to be at Southeast. We're going to be there. And then let's see, November 1st, that game is to be determined. So
yeah, that's a potential playoff game.
That'll be a playoff, and I'm sure we should be looking forward to that.
Should be hosting a playoff game. Knock on wood. But hey, they play these games for a reason. Like I said, if you want to be that guy that speculates and looks ahead, yes, it should be 7-0. Southeast Cherokee hosting 7-0 Humboldt. We'll see. And coin toss going on out there right now, and it looks like Erie won the toss and they will receive. So they're wanting to make a statement and get ahead early, and we'll see what the Humboldt defense can do to slow that down, as Humboldt defense looking to build off of the shutout they posted just a week ago at home. And I don't know if you want to get technical about it, you could say on turf, Humboldt hasn't given up a point all year, but on grass, the defense not quite as good, giving up over 20 points a game. I understand that's kind of a misled stat, but nonetheless, and we're on grass tonight, so at the 2A level, 90% of the fields are, probably higher than 90% of the fields are grass. Humboldt is one of the few that will play on artificial turf, but Erie's sending out their kick return team, and Humboldt's got their kickoff team huddled up. Coaches talking to them there.
Humboldt's going to be moving left to right on your radio dial. If you are actually tuning into the radio and want to watch the live stream video, you can actually catch it on YouTube page or our KKOY.com under the live stream section, and it'll be the Humboldt Cubs, of course.
Yeah, it'll be the big orange paw print. It's like Connor Haviland going to tee it up, because what can't this kid do? Ball's teed up, officials are go, team's ready to go, and we are off. A short kick, and it'll be fielded at the 38-yard line, and
you're going to be brought down around the 40-yard line.
A 2-yard return, and on the tackle for Humboldt was number 57, no number. Excuse me.
57 would be
Speed Hector.
Yep.
Forgot they've got him on the dual number. So Red Devils will take over at the 40-yard line for the first possession of the game, and we've got, good old fun offenses out here. Now we've got a really fun offense, as we've got the center lined up all by himself. Humboldt scrambling, nobody knows what to do, and quarterback's going to keep it himself. And hey, that was set up pretty good by Erie. However, Humboldt reacting fairly well, as it'll be a 5-yard gain, actually a 4-yard gain.
That was close, because number 70, he was running to the sideline. He wasn't supposed to be on the field.
I'm not sure if he was running to the sideline or if he was just trying to cover somebody out there, because everybody was kind of panicking. The quarterback, Dawson Lehman, a 6'2 junior, gets a snap and hands off to number 22, Tyler Pasquarelli.
He's going to gain about 5.
And Pasquarelli picks up 6 and enough for the first down. And I'm here to tell you, Cody, that field is wet and soppy. It didn't look too bad until a player digs it, gets tackled, and his face mask goes into the ground. A big chunk of mud comes up. So first down, Red Devils, as they take over at the 50. Lehman gets the snap, runs into his own guy. Excuse me, that's not Lehman, that's Garrett Rourke.
He's going to be a loss for about 6.
And we apologize about the echo live stream. We're trying to get that fixed right now.
Going to be 2nd and 14 on the 46-yard line.
And Red Devils shotgun set, flex bone offense.
Going to be a handoff
Here's
to the left.
And a attempted stiff arm
And
goes
we got a flag on
nowhere.
the play.
Ball carrier was Dawson Lehman.
Looks like the ball is going to be placed on the 41-yard line.
And man, are they going to get a face mask on this?
Yep, that's what
Ouch.
face mask.
He was
against
trying to
Erie.
stiff arm, and I guess they're going to get him with grabbing the face mask on the stiff arm, which, man, that's rough. And Humboldt might decline this penalty. We'll see. Yeah, they're going to decline it because that'll set up, it was about a 3-yard loss. So that'll set up 3rd and 18, and really closer to 3rd and 19. So a 10-yard penalty would have made it 2nd and, 34.
Going to be 3rd and 19 on the 46-yard line.
So it looks like the quarterback is Ruark. Ruark gets the snap, running back behind him, goes out for a pass. And this one's going deep, and it's going to be intercepted. And that's Gavin Page from the safety position. And Page read Ruark's eyes. And a great interception as the Humboldt defense indeed does pick up right where they left off 1 week ago. So that will bring Connor Haviland and the Cub offense out onto the field for the first time as we've got 10:25 to play in the first quarter, still scoreless.
Going to be 1st and 10 down on the 40-yard line.
Full house backfield with Haviland. Haviland's going to give to Coronado, and Coronado kind of hesitate a little bit. He will pick up about 3 yards, but Coronado so far this season has kind of put his head down and just run, and that time used a little more patience and hesitated and picked up about 2.5. We'll call it 3 officially. That'll set up a 2nd and long 7 for the Cubs, and this time a more spread out offense as Haviland will be in the shotgun set. Coronado the only back there with him. And give to Coronado once again, and Coronado barely hanging on to that football as it looked like it was nearly stripped away.
Making it about to the 48-yard line, so that's going to be a gain of 6.
Yeah, picks up 6 there, sets up a 3rd and 2, or something I've said many times over my 6-year career of broadcasting, 3rd and manageable, which is what you want to be in if you get to 3rd down.
Placing the ball on the 48-yard line.
Haviland shotgun set, 3 receivers to the far side, Coronado behind them. They're going to run an option to the left side. Haviland going to keep it himself. Now Haviland getting upfield, breaking tackles, and he is all gone by himself. 10-5 touchdown. Connor Haviland's first carry of the game goes for a 52-yard touchdown. No flags on the field, and just like that, Connor Haviland over 900 rushing yards on the season. Whew.
Man, when he gets on that backstretch and he's going, man, there ain't no stopping him.
He is one heck of an athlete.
They were kind of ready for that option for him to pitch it back. Well, they kind of just left him wide open and let him go.
Yeah,
With a player like Connor Haviland, you do not do that.
Yeah, you can't let him go. And he broke a tackle or two there on the outside once he got about 10 yards down the field, but after that broken tackle, he was all gone. Swinging gate formation for the 2-point conversion. Cooper J-Row in motion. They're going to run the option, and Haviland going to keep it himself. The 2-point conversion is good, so it's 8-0. Humboldt on top. 9:12 to go in the first quarter. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Humboldt Cub football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
Finance plans are now available on Eastside Tire in Humboldt. Over 90% of applicants will be approved for financing when you purchase Google services from your friends at Eastside Tire. The approval process takes less than 30 minutes, and you can be approved up to $5,000. At Eastside Tire, we're here when you need a little help with that big purchase. For all your tire, alignment, brake, and front-end repair needs on vehicles large and small, contact Eastside Tire in Humboldt and ask about our new financing options. Let's get back to the game with your home for the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
And we're back as Connor Haviland just made a 52-yard touchdown and the 2-point conversion on the last play.
Yeah, a great run by Haviland, and just powering in the two-point conversion himself. And because Connor Haviland does everything in the world, he's going to come out and handle the kicking duties once again as well.
Last kick was a little short, so let's see what he can do on this drive. And the kick, it's up and a little short to the left, but
yeah, he called the fair catch. Yeah, the hand went up, and then he tried to run with it, which is supposed to be a penalty, but nonetheless.
Look like it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line.
So Erie will take over.
9:09 left on the game clock.
Yeah, I saw the hand go. I think the white hat, they're trying to figure something out here. The hand went up, and then he tried to take off. And officials still discussing.
Last drive from Erie, they decided to throw
Erie's
an interception.
Erie's got the offense out there set, ready to go. And whatever the discussion was, the discussion's over, and they're just going to play football, which ultimately is probably the right thing to do. So Ruark in the shotgun set, one running back there with him. Ruark looking to throw, now going to keep it himself, running to the far side, and now going to throw it away, and a late throw, but a good move as ultimately it goes from what would have been about a 4-yard sack to a 4-yard gain on the play. And
going to be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, let me tell you, red jerseys with black numbers with hardly any outline. There's a white outline, but that's the thinnest white line I've ever seen. When that play takes place on the other side of the field, I could not tell you for the life of me who caught that ball.
2nd and 6 on the 39-yard line.
Now Ruark in the backfield all by himself. 5 wide receiver set. Now a receiver going in motion. It'll be handed off. And now they're going to throw. And great job by the Humboldt defense as everybody stayed with their receiver. And now a late pass, but it falls incomplete. Great job by the Humboldt defense staying disciplined, knowing that just because the ball was handed off, you got to watch those receivers as they run down the field. And nobody, I mean absolutely nobody, was open. And that'll set up a 3rd and 6 for the Red Devil offense.
Humboldt's playing with, they got 42 players on their total roster, and Erie has 31. So if they keep them all rotated and stuff, hey, this could be good.
Humboldt has a pretty good sized roster for 2A, and that's something that probably gets underlooked. Snap to Roark, and the give looked like Pasquarelli that time, and he will get stuffed as he will lose, and that's a bad spot by the official. He didn't give him forward progress very much, but they'll mark it as a 3-yard loss, so it's going to be 4th, and we'll call it a long 8. And now we've got an official coming in. And yeah, I agree. I can understand Humboldt fans being upset here, but they just moved the ball up like 4 yards, as the near side official was saying he had forward progress, which was the correct call.
Going to be 4th and 4 on the 41-yard line. And it's going to be a punt.
Man, yeah, Erie punting on 4th and 5 surprises me a little bit. And like Jackson Akins going back to field the punt. He'll get about 12 yards on the return. So pretty good field position for the Cubs. Ball be at the 40, like right at the 40-yard. Yeah, say moving back and forth, but they will officially spot it at the 41-yard line. So good field position as the Cubs take over for their 2nd possession of the game. Still 8:12 to go left in the first quarter, and Erie just 1-3 on the season, already down 8-0. Humboldt good field position, and we're not even 4 minutes into this game. This has all the writings for a long night for Erie. Haviland shotgun set, man in motion, gives to Coronado to the right side, and Coronado's got some room. And Coronado is going to pick up about 7 yards. A late flag as that looked to be a face mask as Coronado's helmet was ripped off.
He's going to be down around the 47, 48-yard line.
Yeah, due to Keisha rules, Coronado will have to go off the field for one play because his helmet came off. Nonetheless, a 7-yard gain. And I know we're only 4 plays in, but that's now 3 carries to Coronado to just 1 for Haviland. And coming into this one, Haviland 56 carries on the season to Coronado's 38. You kind of wonder if they want to get the traditional running backs more involved in the game here tonight. And they're going to let Coronado come back into the game due to the penalty, maybe? Isn't that Acacia rule? If helmet comes off, you've got to sit out.
Helmet comes off, you got to go out for at least 1 play.
Nonetheless,
Drake Harrington, he was over by the sideline looking at coach, so don't know what that was about.
And nonetheless, Coronado's in the backfield with Haviland. A tight formation as
high snap.
Yeah.
Ooh, and it's going to be a loss for about 4. Connor Haviland got sacked in the backfield.
Yeah, Haviland tried to make more out of that play that was going to happen. However, he didn't try to do way too much. This takes about a 4-yard loss, but
second and 14, sorry, on about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, that could have been much worse, as Haviland was losing his footing and was trying to run backwards to get away from the defender,
and he slipped. At that grass, he slipped, and he didn't have nowhere to go.
It's probably okay, because a 4-yard loss is better than a 15-yard loss.
It's not going to be on the 38. It's actually going to be placed on the 43-yard line. Sorry about that.
And Haviland going to throw. This one completed to, looks like that's Kyle Cobald. And Cobald picks up Till. Move the marker. We're going to give him 15 on that one.
There's going to be a first down.
So a good job there by Cobalt to pick up the first down.
Going to be 1st and 10 on the Erie Red Devils' 28-yard line.
Haviland shotgun set. Coronado behind him.
Oh,
Haviland bobbles the snap. Now running to his right. He's got a man wide open in the end zone, and it wobbles, and it's touchdown Cubs. It looks like Jackson Akins down in the end zone, and that's going to be a 28-yard touchdown hookup from Haviland to Akins, and that was the ugliest touchdown pass you will ever see in your life. But it was a touchdown pass, which is all that matters in the end. So Cubs up 14-0 now, 6:22 to go. And they're going to be in the swinging gate formation once again. It'll be Haviland, shotgun set, Coronado, offset to his right. Gives to Coronado, and he's cut down short, so the 2-point conversion will be no good. Still at 14-0, 6:22 to go in the first quarter. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Humboldt Cub football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
We have teachers. We see the future of American manufacturing. I don't know if it's the future. Nothing to allow the principles to work around and make them do. That's my BMW flavor, which is a steel made with both. It's strong, consistent, and trusted BMW products are manufactured in a state-of-the-art facility. It houses a skilled workforce of craftsmen. That's the new flavor dish, and then the dish can rely on good uncompromised and leadership. That's why we focus on the U.S.-made steel that shapes and stays and durable American products. We double flavor. Let's get back to the game when you're home to the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Erie, Kansas, where the Humboldt Cubs have taken a 14-0 lead. We are still not even halfway through the first quarter yet. And Connor Haviland having a heck of a first quarter as he has 48 yards rushing. He has 53 yards passing, a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and now 3 kickoffs. And this one's going to go much deeper, be caught at the 10-yard line by Erie, and Erie returner will make it to about the 25-yard line where he will be cut down there, and Erie will take over 1st and 10.
On the stop was number 2, Jackson Akins.
Akins catching touchdowns and making special teams tackles, doing it all. He's taking a page out of Connor Haviland's book and Figured he could do more than one thing out there. The Cub defense going to come back out there as they have not given up a point in 4.5 quarters now. Erie offense seeing where they can go, and the answer to where they can go is nowhere.
It's going to be about a loss of 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, actually, it looks like Pasquarelli, usually that was number 20 on the carry, Caden Eads, and he's going to make his way back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be a no gain.
2nd and 10 on the 25-yard line.
That's now, I think, the 4th ball carrier for Erie. Unfortunately, none of them have really been able to do much. So Ruart shotgun set. And this one looks like it's given to Eads once again. And
maybe
Eads will pick up.
Yard.
Eads picks up about a yard on that one. And they're going to give him almost 2 yards. As the nose of the football looks like it's touching the 27-yard line.
3rd and 9, I'd say about a 24, 26.
Ruart shotgun set, running back behind him. Running back went early, but we'll let it go. And big hole on the left side, breaking tackles. Oh, and a late hit.
And Erie fans, they are just going crazy for that
Number
late
9,
hit.
Dawson Lehman was on the carry that time, and late hit by Isaiah Coronado. And I'm going to give Coronado the benefit of the doubt, actually, because the lines over here are pretty muddy. You know, and there's just two white lines.
I mean,
one is for the players to stand behind. Yes, it was a late hit. I can understand him looking down and seeing one white line and going to make a hit, and he just pulled up late. Yeah, you know what? You take your 15 yards and you just go with it.
Like they say, man, can't cry over spilt milk.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It's a rough play. And now the White Hats going over to talk to Coach Wyrick. Coach Wyrick not happy. If they throw him out of the game, this is pitiful. Yeah, Wyrick just absolutely beside himself right now. Personal foul, hit to the head, and Isaiah Coronado has been tossed from this game. That is absolutely ridiculous. The officials this season throughout the state of Kansas have been horrible. I'm on it again. I'm on my soapbox. That is absolutely horrible. Isaiah Coronado playing to the whistle. If they can't make these lines on this field wide enough for that, that's their problem. Isaiah Coronado's playing high school football. It's time somebody let him. And Joshua Holm makes a tackle to quarterback right after giving off the handoff. I'm surprised they don't toss him for roughing the passer there. I'm on one right now. You can complain about me complaining about the officials. I don't really care right now. The fact that Coronado's been tossed from this game is unbelievable to me. So Erie going back under center as they've got the major eye, and Joshua Hall's there. Oh man, he nearly makes a move, but this ball intercepted. And a big hit, big block, big blindside block, and no flag as Erie crowd doesn't know what the game of football is, apparently, as they wanted a flag here, but
there was no flag. That was a fair interception catch.
There's a flag down in the backfield. Anxious to see what this is called for. As Erie offense and Humboldt defense staying out on the field, so you think it's in the area of what would be roughing the passer, which I wasn't looking.
And there's going to be a flag on Humboldt. Wow.
Well, they called a block in the back. So it's after the interception. So Humboldt will keep possession of the football. They'll just have to move backwards a little bit.
I was getting ready to say, the last time Erie was right here on that line, they threw an interception, and they just done it again.
So the interception will stand. And It looked like that was Drake Harrington, number 22, with the interception. So good job by Drake to pull that one down. However, Humboldt offense, a little different look out there now as Isaiah Coronado is headed to the bus because in Erie, Kansas, they don't like to play football. I know they've changed the rules in a lot of towns where they play flag football until like 6th grade. I guess in Erie, they've upped that to 12th grade.
But I mean, come on, man. These are high school kids. Let them have fun. Let them play the game. Why you gotta toss somebody like that?
I'm 100% okay. That was a penalty. It's a 15-yard late hit. It happens.
Yeah, but I mean, to throw somebody for that, a high school?
Absolutely ridiculous.
It's not like it's in it for millions of
Haviland
dollars.
shotgun set and gives to the running back, and that is, I couldn't tell you right now. Cooper J-Row will be the primary tailback now, and hey, you know, J-Row came into this game 8 carries, 70 yards. I mean, he's averaging 8 yards a carry and picks up 5 on that one. So J-Row, usually a receiver in the offense. So he's moved the tailback. See who's really come in to fill in for him at the receiver position. It's going to be trips to the near side. Haviland shotgun set, looking to throw. It's going to be a screen pass to Jackson Akins. Akins making a cut, and that's a face mask. Is that play? And they're pushing late. Man, although Coronado's hit was a little more fierce, it's about the same distance out of bounds as he was ejected from the game.
It's going to be about a 5-yard gain. No, about a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, it'll be enough for a first down.
What, second to say, now we're going to be about 1st and 10 on the 50-yard line. 3:18 left on the game clock. 14-0.
Haviland gets the snap, looking to throw once again, and I'm not sure who that was caught by. That was a dangerous pass.
I think he's going to probably keep it where it was, 50-yard line.
It was like Briar Orth, the receiver on that one, and yeah, Erie's corners were coming up. Good job by Jackson Akins blocking.
Looks like it's going to be a loss of 4. 2nd and 13 on the 47-yard line.
That's a loss of 4, but that was a dangerous throw as Orth had somebody right there.
Well, he had 2 guys blocking right there, so.
That was a dangerous pass.
Can't let him get too many of those because one of them is going to slip up. And
that's now 4 passes for Haviland. Haviland going to keep this one himself. He's going to the right side. He's got a little bit of room to the right side. Now trying to cut it back upfield. Driving his feet, taking somebody with him. And Haviland going to get all the way up to the 43-yard line of Erie. That's going to be a gain of 11 and set up a 3rd and about 3. So we'll call it 3rd and 4.
2:23 left on the game clock. 3rd and 4 on the 43-yard line.
Haviland shotgun set. Cooper J-Row behind him. And defensive line getting a little jumpy. Nobody crossed the line of scrimmage, though. 3 seconds on the play clock. Haviland's going to get the snap out quick. Ball, and he wasn't expecting it, and J-Row smartly just falls on it. And I know Coach Wyrick, an aggressive coach, and probably would rather him try to pick that up and go with it. A 14-0 lead in the first quarter. It's probably okay to take the loss and punt this football away.
It's going to be about a loss of 10.
Yeah, and we've seen Haviland, we've seen him punt more in pregame warmups than we have had a game. However, he's got a good leg on him. The returner is standing at the 30-yard line. I'm here to tell you he's going to scoot back to catch this punt.
It's going to be about 4th and 15, I'd say.
Snap from Hepker, and Haviland going to take this one himself, and he's not going to get it, as actually he fumbles the football. Not sure if that was the call or not, but Haviland picks up about 6, but needed about 15, so it'll be a turnover on downs. And Erie will take over at exactly midfield with 1:32 to go in the first quarter. Actually, that'll officially go down as a fumble, not a turnover on downs. So
and here we are again.
Ruart
sitting on the 50-yard line. Last time they were here, they threw a couple interceptions. So
Ruart going to give to his fullback, who is stuffed immediately. Fullback Caden Eads.
probably going to keep it at the line of scrimmage, probably about 50 yards.
Good job by the Humboldt defensive line, and they're actually going to give him about a yard, which he kept his feet going. So
give him that.
yeah, good move by Eads. Ruart coming over to the sideline to get the call from his head coach.
First and 10, about the 49-yard line.
Eads in the shotgun set. Tailback behind him. 2 receivers to the near side. Now a man in motion, and it's going to be a give to the tailback, and he'll pick up nothing, as it looked like Dawson Lehman was in motion.
And if you're watching the live stream, I'm sorry, the video is vibrating. We got people down here in the stands.
Hey, I'm good with that. At least they're getting into the game. They're getting beat 14-0. At least they're into the game.
That's all right, but when my camera's sitting here doing this little number, people on the live stream, they're probably going to say, stop it.
I'd like to say that's just a football atmosphere, but Erie has showed they don't like that so far. Hepker coming in on a blitz, but he gets cut off. But Ruart going to go to the outside, and Jackson Akins with a great tackle.
Looks like it's going to be about a gain of a yard, maybe 2.
And that's going to do it for the first quarter. So when we come back, it'll be 4th and 8 for Erie. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Humboldt Cub football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOI.com.
Hello, 468 minutes from the city flag considered Australia Confederation for a variety of educational programs and services ranging from special education to current American college courses to online community college. The Board of Education and the Leadership Leaderships are committed to excellence in public education. The work has been achieved to allow all students with skills and knowledge necessary for success. Let's go, Cubs! Let's get back in the game on your own Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Erie, Kansas, where the Humboldt Cubs have a 14-0 lead as we start the second quarter. Erie's going to have about a 4th and 7, as looks like Ruart will go into punt formation. And nobody back for now Akins, it appears. Nope, that's Cooper Jaro will go back to receive this, and a short kick. However, Jaro got time to pick this one up. Now he's coming near side, going to make a move. Going to make another move. That's a face mask. Okay, the official's 5 feet away, didn't see it. Yeah, and number 77, he knew he did it.
Humboldt's moving right to left on your radio dial.
Got a holding on Humboldt. 77 grabbed the face mask of Cooper Jaro, got up, looked at his coach, and shrugged his shoulders. He knew he did it, but Zebras didn't.
Cape Johnston.
I'm starting to wonder if Keisha got short on officials and went up to like the Oak Park Mall in Kansas City to Foot Locker and just said, hey, you guys want to make some extra cash on Friday night? I don't know, man. This is getting rough. We're 5 games in, and it's been a rough year.
Well, I'd say between this one and the Fredonia game with the Fredonia refs,
the Eureka one was really bad.
Or was it Eureka?
The Eureka one was where they called a face mask with a minute and a half.
Well, because they kept on
playing.
They kept on blowing the whistle, blowing the whistle.
Yeah,
that was the Eureka game.
I don't know what those guys were doing. Nonetheless, Cubs are going to take over 1st and 10, about their own 18-yard line. All
right, let's get this game rolling.
So Haviland going to get the snap. He's going to the right side. Looks like an option. He's going to keep it himself for now. He's got running room. He's got the first down. Still going down the sideline. Haviland, stutter step, and he is gone. See you later, Connor Haviland. Touchdown Cubs.
Touchdown Cubs.
82 yards to the house. No flags on the field. And Connor Haviland is having one heck of a night yet again. Yeah, a 1,000-yard season now for Connor Haviland. Kid is one heck of a football player.
82-yard touchdown run. That is a total of 141 yards just this game. And it's just now second quarter with 11 minutes and 30 seconds left on the game clock. 141 running yards.
Cubs going to go for two yet again, more of a traditional formation. J-Row in motion. The give to J-Row, and he will... the official's not giving a signal at all. No good. Oh, and now the four officials list saying it's good. What's the call here?
Okay, so
White hat signal no good. Far official saying good. Now White hat says it's good.
Okay.
We'll take it.
So it's going to be 0-22 Humboldt Cubs with 11:30 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a 30-second break. You're listening to Humboldt Cub football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
That was legit.
The Drive to Zero Coalition reminds us that every life is important and invites you to join the Drive to Zero campaign. Drunk drivers are involved in 1/3 of all traffic crash fatalities. That's over 100 fellow Kansans. Please do your part. Designate a sober driver and get home safely. Buckle up and eliminate distracted driving. And remember, in Kansas, you drink, you drive, you lose. Sponsored by the Kansas Department of Transportation and the Drive to Zero Coalition. Let's get back to the game on your home for the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
And we're back with an 82-yard touchdown run by Connor Haviland. That is 141 total running yards of just this game by Connor Haviland. And the two-point conversion was good. It's going to bring the score to 22-0.
You got it. Keep going.
About all I was at right there. Connor Haviland's going to be teeing it up. Humboldt moving right to left on your radio, or left to right, sorry. No, it was right to left. Can't get what I'm saying. I got everything going on. And it was a high kick. Made it back to about the 10-yard line. And he's going to bring it up to about the 28-yard line. Stop on the play was number 57, Steve Hepker, and number 15, Cooper J-Row. Going to be 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line. Going to have trips, double back. Quarterback's running it. He's going to be a gain of probably about 3. Run on the play was number 9, Dawson Lehman for the Erie Red Devils. I guess they're going to say it's a no gain on a play, so it's going to be 2nd and 10, still on the 29-yard line. It's going to be a pass. Passing to the right side. And, oh! Incomplete pass. He almost had it. And he was up in the air and fell down and dropped it right as he hit the ground. Still going to be, so it's going to be 3rd and 10, still at the 29-yard line.
A tough break for Erie, as that should have been a completed pass, should have been a first down.
That it should have.
It's going to be a 3rd and 10.
get the ball set. It's going to be a hike. Moving to the right. Be about a gain of 5. Be about 4th and 5. It's about gonna be 4th and 7.
And I would expect them to punt just based on where they're at on the field. But
yeah,
I don't know, maybe desperate times call for desperate measures.
not this early.
And it looks like Ruark will go into the punting formation.
Punting it from the 33-yard line.
J-Row.
And it's going to be a sneak. And he's going to be down at about the 33-yard line, 32.
Bad decision for Erie.
And it's about the 32-yard line. So he lost a yard when he could have punted it. And, well, I mean, that's what we were just talking about.
Yes, so there is always the chance that J-Row takes it to the house, but not a good turn of events for Erie as they trail by 22, a minute 5 seconds into the second quarter, and now Humboldt has the ball at the Erie 31-yard line.
Humboldt Cubs moving from right to left on your radio dial. And it's going to be a high snap. And it's going to be about a gain of, no, it's probably going to be put down where it was at.
Cody fell for the fake. It was actually, that was a setup play. It was a direct snap to Kyle Cobalt, and Haviland acting as though the ball went over his head. Then Cobalt dropped the ball, went back and picked it back up. And if he would have never dropped it, that would have been a nice play, as there was a huge hole there. But
all I seen was Connor Haviland getting his hops, and I was like, whoop. Still going to be placed at the 31-yard line.
So Haviland shotgun set, 2 running backs in the backfield with him, and he's going to keep it himself. Going to the right side, Haviland got room out there. Jukes one guy, and Connor Haviland is in for the 3rd time tonight. Touchdown Cubs. That makes it 28-0 with exactly 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Connor Haviland once again is having one heck of a night.
That's going to make him have a total of 172 running yards. Just this game.
So we've got another sneaky formation by the Cubs. Got 3 linemen. Looks kind of like a 6-man setup, but then 2 linemen out on each side with a receiver on each side. They give up the middle, and this one's going to get stuffed, so no good. That'll leave the score 28-0. 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Humboldt Cub football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
Whether it's a family night out or dining at home, Opie's Family Restaurant has your menu covered. They offer a delicious variety of food on their daily buffet with a fresh salad bar, pizza, roasted chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, and so much more. And don't forget their awesome selection of sandwiches, a favorite of the Cubs team. If you have the pickiest of eaters in your family or want to try something new, come dine with us at Opie's Family Restaurant in Humboldt and Chanute. Let's get back in the game on your own for the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Erie, Kansas, Humboldt Cubs leading 28-0. 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. It has been all Humboldt as they have had to kind of defy the odds here. Arguably, well, no argue about it. Their second best offensive weapon, Isaiah Coronado, was tossed in the first quarter after a
late hit.
Yeah, late hit. Unfortunate call. The kickoff by
Connor
Haviland. Fielded at the 27 and running straight sideways. And yeah, going to go nowhere if you go east and west. You got to go north and south if you want to get yards at this level of football.
going to be Drake Harrington on the stop. Going to be 1st and 10. They got it placed at the 35-yard line. Or no, 28-yard line.
Oh, we got a flea flicker. And, whoo, a big shot, and that one's tipped.
Almost an interception by, let's see, who was that? Number 22, Drake Harrington.
Yeah, it looked like Speed Hepker got a fingertip on that ball, tipped it away. The big hit came, and I know there was a couple, I heard somebody say pass interference here in the Erie crowd, but the official was quick. He noticed that the ball was tipped. Hepker got a hand on that, so once the ball's tipped, any contact is fair game, of course, unless it's contact to the head or neck area. But good play there by the Humboldt defense. Brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Red Devil offense as Ruark back in the shotgun set. Man in motion, and Ruark going to keep this one himself to the left side and going to go
down immediately.
I was going to say nowhere, but they're going to give him about 2 yards, maybe even 3. Now set up a 3rd and long 7 for the Red Devil offense.
Gonna be placed just very shy of the 39-yard line, or the 30-yard line.
Ruark shotgun set, receiver in motion behind him, and whew, guys running into each other all over the place, and this is going to be a big play.
It's going to be a big loss.
Big hit by Speed Hepker as well.
Going to be about a loss of 5.
Player getting up, yeah, Hepker, you know, if they would have thrown a flag on that, I wouldn't have argued that one, because it looked like Hepker when he came in, unintentional, but it looked like there might have been a little helmet-to-helmet contact there, as that was a big hit. Ends up being about a 5-yard loss. And Erie going to punt this one away, it appears. It's about the shortest punt. I say, punter needs to take a few steps back, otherwise he's going to get one blocked.
Got Cooper Jarrow back.
Jarrow going to try to field this off the bounce, and now he will pick it up. He's at the 40, going upfield, a big hit. Whew. Yeah, but that didn't feel good. He got tripped up, and as he was going to the ground, another player hit him. Met him at the ground anyway, but nonetheless, ball's going to be at the Erie 31-yard line, so for the 2nd possession in a row, Humboldt's going to take over at the 31-yard line. Still just 8:18 to go in the 2nd quarter. As the Red Devil offense.
Looks like they're going to move it up to the 32-yard line.
Okay. So Humboldt offense back out there, and Humboldt offense has done nothing but get yards and get touchdowns here tonight. Haviland shotgun set, Cobalt in the backfield with him. Haviland going to fake the handoff, going to go up the middle, and Haviland going to score once again. His 2nd straight 31-yard touchdown, no flags on the field, and Connor Haviland has 5 rushing touchdowns and over 200 yards rushing. Wow, what a night. What a half.
That's going to bring Connor Haviland just on this game, 204 running yards.
Cubs going to come out and attempt the 2-point conversion. Traditional set, Haviland in the backfield. Briar Orth in motion, Haviland going to keep it himself, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. That'll make it 36-0, 8:05 to go in the 2nd quarter. We are going to take another 30-second break. You're listening to Humboldt Cub football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
Plans are now available at Eastside Tire in Humboldt. Over 90% of applicants will be approved for financing when you purchase goods or services from your friends at Eastside Tire. Approval process takes less than 30 minutes, and you can be approved up to $5,000. At Eastside Tire, we're here when you need a little help with that big purchase. For all your tire, alignment, brake, and front-end repair needs on vehicles large and small, contact Eastside Tire in Humboldt and ask about our new financing options.
Let's get back to the game on your home from the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Erie, Kansas, it has been all Cubs through the first almost 16 minutes of football. 8:05 to go here in the second quarter, and if the score were to stick this way at halftime, we would have a running clock the entire second half. And something that may not get overlooked, may get overlooked, I don't know. Taylor Lastman was out the first 3 weeks of the season. I believe he had mono. He's back here for 2 weeks in a row, and the Humboldt offense going on all cylinders. Humboldt defense flowing on all cylinders. The Humboldt team is just flowing on all cylinders, and that's been the biggest difference, is him coming in, playing a little D-line, playing a little center. He's doing it all out there. The kid's just a good football player, all-state performer last year, and it's good to have him back out there. And I guess I'm going with that's been the common denominator of Humboldt going from narrowly knocking off a good Eureka team, as it took a last-second touchdown, to now back-to-back weeks where they have had a 36-plus point lead in the second quarter. Erie offense going to get back out there, ball spotted at the 35-yard line. Ruark at the quarterback spot still. This time gives it to his running back, and looks like Caden Eads that time. And Eads picks up about 2 yards. And now that gives Erie 19 rushing yards on the night, 23 total yards, and Connor Haviland has 200-plus rushing just by himself. If that gives you any indication of how the night has gone so far for both of these teams. Ruark shotgun set. Man in motion now, and it's going to be a little quick shovel pass, and it's going to be cut down immediately, as that was number 2, Quentin Hetty, the sophomore. That's one thing I've noticed about this Eureka team. They have
Erie.
Erie, what'd I say?
Eureka.
Sorry. This Erie team has 1, 2, going down the list, 3, 4 seniors. This is a young Erie team, first-year head coach. They're going the right direction, because the best way to get better is to let these kids play, and that's what they've got. They got a bunch of sophomores and juniors out here getting great varsity playing time. Yeah, they're getting smoked right now, 36-0, but that's the only way you can get better, is get out there and get reps. Carry there by the Erie offense, and it's going to be no gain, actually, of a loss of about a half a yard. That's going to put Ruark in punting formation once again. Like I was saying, I know it's probably tough times for Erie right now, and it's been tough times the last couple of years for Erie, but they got a good future, it looks, as of right now. Cooper J-Rowe going to field this punt off the bounce, and he's going to bring it back about 20, 25 yards. Going to get it to the Erie 43-yard line, where he will be cut down. So for the third straight possession, Humboldt going to start with possession in Erie territory, and we are still not halfway through the second quarter with 6:04 left. So it's going to be Haviland and the Cub offense back out there. Cooper J-Rowe will be the tailback to his right. 2 receivers to each side. Man in motion, and the handoff will be to the man in motion. That's Gunnar Elder. Elder moving to the right side. He's got some room, cuts it outside. Elder to the 10, to the 5, and he is touchdown. Whew, he had to reach for that one.
Touchdown, Cubs!
Gunnar Elder from 43 yards out, and I'm going to have to look real quick how many carries Gunnar Elder had on the season, and trying to see how quickly I can look at that for you, as my app is struggling with me here. For Gunnar Elder, that is carry number 1 on the season, and so he's got a 43-yard average per carry going, which is not bad. Which Connor Haviland is pretty close to that, but not quite yet. A 2-point conversion, high snap, going to be a pass. Ooh, good catch, as Elder once again going down low to bring that one in, but that's going to make the score 44-0 with 5:49 to go in the second quarter. We're going to take 30 seconds. You're listening to Humboldt Cub football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
Every season, and some of guys when I reach the thousands of families, it looks like this tragedy. Buckle up. Buckle up to everyone in here. Well, pay attention when we use these strategies. While the privilege is really great for the families to that conversation every day. Let's get back in the game while you're home to the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Erie, Kansas, where the Humboldt Cubs have taken a 44-0 lead with 5:49 to go in the second quarter. And for the third time this game, Humboldt scored on the first possession, or first play of said possession. And it's just been an incredible night for this Humboldt offense. And actually, really, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Humboldt has run 16 plays of offense, is what I've got, and 6 touchdowns. Pretty good. It's pretty good average.
Looks like it's going to be about like the Jayhawk Lynn game.
We're already there, man.
Yeah. And a high kick by Connor Haviland. And he's going to be brought down about the 32-yard line.
And that official was quick to point that foot went out of bounds at about the 20, looks like 28-yard line, right there on the Erie sideline. And I'm assuming somebody on the Erie sideline said something. The official looked back, had a smile on his face. I'm going to go with a coach or a player or somebody said something along the lines of, "Come on, man, it's 44-0. Let that foot go."
Case rules, net third quarter and fourth quarter, if it stays like this, it'd be a running clock.
Yes. No complaints from me on that rule.
Amen.
I've been on the wrong side of that rule for 4 of the 6 years, but this is definitely nice. Definitely a weird formation. That's a backwards pass. That's a run. And
he's going to be about a loss of, I'm going to say about 7.
Either way, if it was a forward pass, he'd have been better off dropping it, but although no official signaled, had the arm backwards, which, shocker there.
Let's see what they take it down to.
Looks like a loss of about 7, just guesstimating, looking at the sticks. Ball's at looks like the 21-yard line. Original line of scrimmage was the 28, so that should set up a 2nd and 17. Now kind of a max protection formation, 3 running backs in the backfield. And it's going to pick up about 1, maybe 2.
Be about 3rd and maybe 15 on the 29-yard line.
And on the carry that time was Pasquarelli. Pasquarelli, the 6-foot junior. Something I've always wanted to do. And you listen to like college games or pro games. We'll do pro games. They're like, oh, the running back out of Texas or the quarterback out of Oklahoma State. I've always wanted to be like Pasquarelli, the running back out of Erie. That time.
It's going to be about 4th and about 15. So I'm going to say they're going to punt, of course, on this one.
Yeah, it looked like
ball is down about the 21-yard line.
Is that Matthew Vale, the senior, number 5 on the carry that time?
Matthew
Vale, the senior out of Erie. So it's going to put Ruark,
set back for a punt.
Ruark, the sophomore out of Erie.
It's going to be a high, short kick.
And J-Ro's going to field it. And J-Ro, the head of steam, and cut down as he gets inside the red zone.
About the 14-yard line, I would say.
It looks like they're actually going to say his knee went down a little earlier, about the 16 and a half yard line. Yeah, it looked like he rolled a little bit. Man, he had a head of steam going.
3:45 left on the game clock, 0-44. Let's see what they put it at. Looks like it's going to be about the 16. Yeah, 1st and 10 on the 16-yard line.
So Haviland going to come back out. 2 receivers to each side. Cobalt, the running back in the backfield with him. Elder in motion once again. This time a fake to Elder. Haviland running left, cutting up field. And Connor Haviland, he's in there. A 16-yard touchdown for Connor Haviland. And now a late flag comes out onto the field. And we'll see what the call is before we write down any numbers. It appears that was after the play. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike on Humboldt. Anxious to see who that was against. But the touchdown will stand.
And that was a 16-yard touchdown by Connor Haviland. That is going to make him up to 230 total running yards just this game. It's going to put the score 50-0. 3:35 left on the game clock. See if they'll get the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, 2-point conversion is going to be from the 18-yard line now.
Yeah, because of that flag on the play.
Normally, I would say it's probably going to be a pass. It looks like actually it's Akins.
And it's a high snap. And he's going to be brought,
That's Gavin Page, the quarterback.
And he's going to be brought down. That's going to be a decline of the 2-point conversion. Still going to be 50-0, 3:35 left in the game clock. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be right back.
Educational programs, sensory feedback for special education to current local college courses throughout county community college. The Board of Education and the Leadership Leadership Team are committed to excellence in public education. The work of the schools is served by all students with skills and knowledge necessary for success. Let's go Cubs! Let's get back to the game on your home from the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
And we're back here in Erie, Kansas, as Erie is trailing 50-0 by the Humboldt Cubs. 3:35 left in the game clock. Getting ready to Connor Haviland, setting it up for the kick.
And every time Humboldt has an unsportsmanlike or a big penalty like that, usually the player has to come off the field.
For at least a play, but I didn't see.
Well, Haviland came off the field. It makes me wonder if when he scored, if he had said something to a player, because on the 2-point conversion, I don't want to speculate too much, but that's really the only common denominator I could put there was that he came off the field for the 2-point conversion, and he's a player that doesn't come off the field, and now he's right back out there to do the kicking duties. It makes me wonder if something was said and he picked up that unsportsmanlike.
Cubs moving right to left on your radio dial. Hey, kick is high and good kick, about the 17-yard line. Ooh, and it was a hit.
Man, who was that?
That was number 20. That was Connor Haviland. He let that guy have it. It's going to be 1st and 10, 35-yard line. Or they just switched it, 27-yard line. 3:25 left on the game clock. And they're all setting up on the left side.
Kind of a swinging gate-ish formation for Erie. Quarterback going to keep it himself. As
he's going to be brought down about the 32-yard line, maybe 33.
Yeah, that was Ruark. Ruark going to pick up about 5.
They're going to place it at the, I'm going to say, the short 3. Second and 6, 33-yard line. And a drive up the middle is going to be about a gain of 10.
About the best play Erie's had all night. Yeah, that's a first down for Erie, and that is a very sarcastic cheer from the Erie fans. As even though, even last week they lost 50-12. And I mean, they're 1-3 on the season. They're not used to losing 50-0 in the first half. No team. I mean, there's teams that are on 15, 16 game losing streaks, and nobody's used to being down 50-0 in the first half.
Going to be about the 42-yard line. It's going to be 42 long. Minute and 50 left on the game clock.
Ruark, shotgun set, 2 running backs in the backfield. Excuse me, 3 running backs in the backfield. Now Ruark going to be an option play, and that one going nowhere.
He's going to be out of bounds about the 43, 44-yard line. It's going to be about a gain of 2 or 3.
Yeah, they'll give him about a yard. That's the near side official. Now the near side official and the stick on the far side are not lined up, but that's okay, I suppose. So a big 3rd and 8 here for the Red Devils. They've got 1:34 as they're nearing midfield. And needing points desperately are the Red Devils.
Awkward setup.
And the old flex bone. It's going to be a pass here from Ruark. He's going to throw across his body, and that one's caught. And see where the spot is. That was close to a first down.
That's going to be about a gain of 7. He needed 8. See, yep, they gave him the first down. So it's going to be 1st and 10.
It's 4th and 1. I'm not sure what stick you're looking at, but it's 4th and 1. I thought when he got slung around, he had the ball reached out, and they would have given him forward progress, but kind of a bad spot if you're Erie. It will be 4th, and we'll call it inches. If I'm the linebackers for Humboldt, I'm playing pretty tight up to the line. Speed Hepker, middle linebacker. See if he just runs in. A super power eye given to the tailback, and a big hit. I don't think he got it, Cody.
No, I don't think he did.
Oh, man. What is this official doing? No way he got that far. The far side official, I heard somebody in the Erie crowd go, ooh, wow, good spot.
And it's going to be turnover on downs?
No, if you're Erie, they gave him the first down. If you're Erie, that's a heck of a spot. I mean,
the White Hat was pointing towards Cubs, so that's why I was wondering if he gave it to
He was pointing first down. So, nonetheless, 30 seconds and counting. If Erie wants to score, they need to start moving the football. They've got some timeouts, but didn't use them. It's going to be a pass. This one going down the seam, and that is, oh, man, I thought he caught that. That was a heck of an attempt. Ball falls incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 20.3 seconds left on the clock. And to tell you the truth, Erie's got timeouts. I would probably just do something similar again because it's going to take more than one play, as I doubt this quarterback can get it all the way to the end zone, although he got that one about 2/3 of the way there.
It'll be 2nd and 10, ball placed on the 47-yard line. 20.3 seconds left on the game clock.
3 receivers out to the far side. Quarterback looking to the right side where he's only got 1 receiver. Throws it up for grabs, and that'll fall incomplete.
That's going to stop the clock around 12.9 seconds.
Even if the receiver did make the catch, I think he would have been out of bounds, so it'll be incomplete either way. A little surprising there is there was 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, and the receiver on the near side was double covered, and yet Ruark still threw it up for grabs.
Brings up 3rd and 10. Probably be about the last play of the drive.
So Ruark going to do a quick out, and this is complete.
And that's going to bring up the first down. 6.1 seconds left on the clock. It'll be the last play right here.
Yeah, Erie going to call timeout as the receiver didn't get out of bounds. They did pick up, say, about 6 yards, so we'll see what kind of arm Garrett Ruark has, as the ball's going to be just inside the 40. I would expect essentially just a Hail Mary throw here, either a Hail Mary or some type of hook and ladder. Depends on what kind of arm they think Ruark has. We're going to keep it here through this timeout. And it's a 50-0 game. We've taken plenty of breaks every time there's been a scoring play. So we've got time to talk right now, as we'll take some time at halftime. But a big play here for Erie. Kind of talked about this at the end of the game last week. As I know it's just, we're still in the second quarter, but Erie is at no way playing to win this game now. They're playing for a little bit of pride. And you're playing for, you got to remember, you got to finish top 4 in the district, as there's, in 2A, each district is set up into 6-team brackets, or districts anyway, and the top 4 will make it to the playoffs as long as you don't finish 5th or 6th. You've always got a shot of making your march to the state playoffs. This comes down to points. You got your point system there. Also, it comes down to you don't want to go into your game next week putting up a goose egg on the scoreboard. And another thing is Humboldt gets the ball back to start the 3rd quarter.
Yep.
So this is Erie's best scoring chance in a long time, and might be for a while. They've got shotgun set, 2 receivers far side, running back behind them. And going to take a shot deep into double coverage, and it's going to fall incomplete, and the scoreboard operator is going to leave 0.7 of a second left on the clock, because it's a 50-point game, and they decided that with 0.7 of a second on the clock, they wanted to hit the clock button. I understand there's rules, but sometimes you just kind of sit back and let that clock run for 0.7 of a second. Humboldt likely just going to sit on this.
I'd say Erie's coach, when they get back into the thing on halftime, I'd say they're going to be a little upset.
Yeah, definitely. It's never a good place to be in.
See if Erie can come out here after the second half and at least get a couple points on the scoreboard.
I really hope Humboldt doesn't try to score here. Unless, they just really don't like Erie, which then, hey, whatever. Haviland, Briar Orth in motion. Haviland going to hand off to J-Ro, and J-Ro's going to pick up about 5, and that'll send us to halftime. And I'll see how much time we're going to put up on the board before we send it back to the studio, as the clock's still sitting on 0 right now. So we're going to delay this just a tick. 2 teams heading to 15 minutes for halftime. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to send it back to the studio for probably about 10 minutes. We're going to put some music on, as they got the little cheerleaders coming out. So we're going to go ahead and send it to music for a little bit. And when we come back, we'll have a quick halftime show and talk about a little bit of that first half. But for now, we're going to send you back to music. You've been listening to first half action of Humboldt Cub football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
Queen of the Silver Town. Good too. Ooh, we should love that song. Still does the best of time. Got some Dwight Yoakam on the way for you. Also going to pick out some David and Howard, the Bellamy brothers coming up. One of my favorite songs from Dan Seals on the way. Keep it right here.
Riley's back. It's a miracle, all thanks to a brand new treatment that's only available here in the U.S.
But Nancy Pelosi's drug plan would dry up life-saving innovation. Pelosi's plan means sweeping price controls and importing socialist policies from countries where drug access lags the U.S. by years. Innovation will be penalized with a new 65 to 95% tax on drug sales. In Medicare, the bill hits manufacturers with a massive new charge. America's free market in medicines is the innovation engine for the world and key to our economy. Socialist price controls and giant tax hikes will grind it to a halt. Tell your congressman to fight the Pelosi approach. No tax increases, no price controls, no creeping socialism. Let's support market-based reforms and competition.
Go! Oh, yeah, that's the way to compete.
Paid for by Americans for Tax Reform. Visit ATR.org. Did you have frequent heartburn? Take control of it with Prilosec OTC. Instead of stashing antacids, like in your junk drawer, buried under old batteries and hotel beds. Or your purse, hiding in the one pocket you won't check. You even have antacids on your nightstand, which are very hard to see in the dark. Time to stop stashing antacids. Started taking Prilosec OTC. 1 pill a day, 24 hours, 0 heartburn.
It's possible with Prilosec OTC. It's directed for 14 days, not for immediate release. Whenever it rains, it's hard not to think about all the folks right here in our community who have no roofs over their heads, no way to dry off, no relief from the storm. Wouldn't it be nice to give them a dry place to sleep tonight, or a warm cup of soup, or just a simple umbrella? Well, you can by giving to the Salvation Army, where every donation fights for good. Visit GiveWestwood.org now to help fund programs that provide shelter, food, and hope to our neighbors most in need.
If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive billions in unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-291-6670. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-291-6670. That's 800-291-6670. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-2...
Worried about what's 973 Wave. 1-888-973-WAVE. Or go to WaveCleanWater.com. That's WaveCleanWater.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.